Morning, Mr. Ramirez.
Morning, how are you doing?
Good. Is it not true that on the night of December 7th, 1996, that you brought a six-pack of beer with you to a party you're having at your friend's house?
Yep. Yes, sir.
It's not true.
It wasn't my party, it was his party. I mean, we always hang out together. Good buddies.
And you brought a six-pack of beer to this party?
Yes, sir.
Is it not true that you consumed at least a couple of these beers?
I believe so.
Is it not true that after this party, this was the night of December 7th, 1996, correct?
Yeah.
Is it not true that after this party you went to a bar?
Yes, sir.
Is it not true that you consumed more alcoholic drinks at this bar, namely scotch?
I believe it was scotch.
And
I actually don't remember, but I had something to drink.
Okay, let me just refresh your memory here based on your deposition. All right. Page 20. By the way, what were you drinking that night? Answer.
Scotch and water.
Okay. And could you also read for the court how many you had at the two bars?
4 or 5.
And after you went, and that's in addition to the several beers you drank at your friend's house, correct?
Correct.
And is it not true that you not only went to one bar after the party, you went to another bar and had scotch at that bar as well?
Correct.
And it's not true that after all of this, you went to the ball field, you and your friends were running around it between sometime in the morning between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m.?
Correct. We were running a race. I think it was 50 yards.
It's not true that you stated in your deposition that you were feeling good, feeling no pain?
I would certainly hope so.
Was that your words? You were feeling no pain?
You know, the deposition was, I think, 4 months ago. I just honestly don't remember.
Okay, just 1 minute. We will refresh your memory. On page 21, how are you feeling? Feeling no pain, your answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, after this, is it not true that you began to head home?
Yes, sir.
And you were traveling on North Avenue, traveling north, is that correct?
Correct.
It is not true that you turned onto California Avenue and got behind a slow-moving vehicle?
Correct.
It is not true that you tried to pass this vehicle?
Correct. Every time I try to pull out...
Is it not true that you tried to pass this vehicle?
Yes.
Is it not true that you were honking and blinking your lights and trying to swerve around them?
Yeah, but every time I try to pass them...
Yes or no?
Yes.
It's not true that they then turned onto Evergreen Avenue, which is not on your way home?
It's true that they turned onto Evergreen Avenue. I mean, it was not directly on the way home, but it was in the general vicinity.
Here again,
Pretty close by my house.
Let me refresh your memory based on the deposition. And is it not true that you were in Wicker Park at the time, running around with your friends?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is this not a map of the general area where the park was in your home?
I believe so.
It's not true that Wicker Park was somewhere down here where you were running the races?
It was until they moved it a couple years ago, yes.
At the time of this incident, it was somewhere down here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's not true that you then turned onto Oakley?
Yes, sir.
It's not true that you then turned north onto North Avenue?
Yes, sir.
It's not true that this is then California?
Mm-hmm.
And Evergreen, they turned on Evergreen going south, directly opposite of the direction you were traveling on North Avenue to get home just moments before?
Correct.
It's not true that your home is actually over here, and in your normal route, you would never go on Evergreen Avenue?
My home is in this area.
Right.
There.
Which is far. And is south, the opposite direction from where your home is up here?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Now, is it not also true, Mr. Ramirez, that you're involved in carpentry and sheetrock?
Yes, sir.
Is it not true that you use a knife on a regular basis in this profession?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Is it not true that you carry a utility knife in the trunk of your car at virtually all times?
With my toolbox, I mean, it's oftentimes in the trunk, not always. Sometimes I drop it off in my garage, especially if it's over a weekend.
Do you normally carry a knife with you in the trunk of your car? Yes or no?
More often than not, yes.
Okay, more often than not. Okay, and is it not true that in the sheetrock business you use both of your hands in your work?
Certainly think so. I mean, I've never seen a sheetrocker put up sheetrock with one.
It's not like you're handicapped with one hand or the other. You can use both hands. Correct? Yes or no?
Correct.
All right, and you use, there again, you say you use a knife in your profession quite often, correct? Do you carry any other knives? Do you use any other types of knives? Do you own any other types of knives?
I have a fishing knife. I don't get to go fishing a whole lot. I mean,
But you own another knife, and do you own a variety of different types of knives?
The utility knife and the fishing knife, yes.
Okay. And is it not true that when you stopped your vehicle, you were yelling at Mr. Levy, the driver of the car?
Yes, but we were both yelling at each other. I mean, we were both really mad.
And is it not true that you threatened him?
Threaten? I wouldn't actually use that word.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
let me use your
we were
words.
arguing. Sure. I mean, he was pretty upset, and I didn't like his driving. He was just.
Were you upset as well?
Yeah, he was a crazy driver, and I just wanted to tell him that he was a crazy driver. And,
Okay. Well,
trying to stop me from passing.
So you say you didn't threaten him? Could you please tell us what you told us in the deposition?
Sure.
What did you say to him?
I told him that I was tired of all the idiot drivers in Chicago. 5 miles per hour.
And what else? What else did you answer?
And that if he didn't apologize, he'd be real sorry.
But you never threatened him. Okay. No further questions.